Hello everybody, welcome to another video here on the channel. Something to talk about. The Deathless Champions balance update. Yes, that is the case. I'm sure a lot of people have been waiting for this because it affects a lot of very key chase champions. And the same thing I suppose of Isophine because it's a free champion. And you can imagine all the work that we've put in over the last 12 months to get some of these rare champions, the Deathless ones. And I'm interested to see if any of them are getting a buff or not. But let's begin with Isophine. Also, any sneaky little buffs to or reworks to other future champions. So let's have a look. So first of all, Isophine uses the classic Mystic combo of Nullify and Power Gain to showcase the flexibility of a Fractured Power Bar mechanic. Their combo of immunities and Mystic utility has proven to be effective in buff heavy and power gain based matchups, Serpent, Hulkling and Gore being among for her best. While also performing at a healthy rate in non-optimal matchups, we're also happy to see how she landed as a defender, with most champions being able to comfortably counter them as long as they blah 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 blah. To the point, we'll be saying as is. I'm a little unsure about that, if I'm being honest. I know some people have said, like, they're happy with, say, her damage potential. For me, I felt that she was lacking a little bit with her damage potential. Maybe that's on me. Maybe on a rotation standpoint, like, I'm rotating wrong. It's me. It's your fault, Reg. Is it? Well, there you go. That very much could be the case. But I don't know. I haven't started using her at the moment. There's a lot of champions in this game to kind of go. I keep saying that there's so many champions nowadays to kind of go like, this should be the champion I regularly use or that. I need to get better with playing other champions than say a certain set. But this is why I'm hoping Valiant Gauntlet in the future is that wake up call for me to go. But let's use other champions. This month I've played Negasonic Teenage Warhead and White Tiger for the very first time. I get them. I get why people are saying that. But that doesn't mean to say like tomorrow I'm going to be like, I'm going to break out Shathra again. Where I'm going to break out the Destroyer, Enchantress. I'll be won over by Wong. I'll play Mordo again because he's having this kind of glow up, vibe up meta all of a sudden. And the same thing with any other champion. Like I came to America Chavez after the hype. Then I'm like, well, I'm looking at other champions I'm more interested. Like, first I was a big advocate of Juggernaut. Then it was like, meh, I've reached that point. Then everybody seemed to be interested in Juggernaut. Then, look, these things happen in MCOC. You kind of go through picks and troughs of of champion interest. Right, on to the Deathless Champions. Let's talk about Deathless Champions since our first 4 Deathless Champions took heavy inspiration from the original counterparts. We'll talk about them separately from Deathless Thanos, who was built from the ground up. As well as begin this section calling back to Kabam Niv's introduction to the Deathless Champions. Okay. Many may remember these black and white versions of MCC champs appeared as defenders. Yeah, okay, so there's the remixes. I'm going to paraphrase this because I want to read a little bit, but also just, yeah. Align how we champion design MCC these days. Oh, put it back into shot, Richard. But even though these kits will largely be the same, we're still giving them numbers tune up where they feel appropriate. Anyway, I get a bad feeling that Kabam aren't going to be doing anything to certain champions. Here we go. The goal with the first 4 Deathless Champions was to keep the identity and archetype of their non-Deathless counterparts, paired with a combination of light tuning and ability changes to reinforce their uniqueness over time. For example, King Groot Deathless leans into Incinerate and energy damage, regeneration, and a mix of King Groot's poison and regenerative abilities. We wanted to showcase the Deathless Champions as a team, and knowing what a future challenge would be a fun, favourable way to wrap up the Deathless arc result in powerful network. There we go. We're happy how the Deathless Champions landed. So there we go. For most parts, we're seeing healthy usage of the performance across different game modes and are largely pleased with how they landed as individual champions. That being said, we're reviewing Deathless Vision's performance over the last 6 months, we're seeing, here we go. Yes, this is one champion I was hoping they were going to at least look at, because I thought he was good. Like, he is good, but he just doesn't have that bite, that kind of like chomp. The chomp being damage. We're seeing him fall short in target matchups. While we do see a small set of players who use him very effectively, we also see an opportunity to empower his phase plus heal block abilities and bridge that gap via tuning changes. Deathless Vision will enter the batch update pool. That's good news. That was good news. I need to sneeze. Bless me. As mentioned above, Deathless Thanos was not a light remix of his non-Deathless counterpart and was built from the ground up to be the powerful dual threat champion. I think I might need to sneeze again. Damn allergies. Designed to thrive in armor up heavy matchups and longer fights where he has runway to reach his damage and regeneration ceiling. Regeneration ceiling? Deathless Thanos, it doesn't really regenerate that much. Thanos quickly made an impact as an attacker, seeing plenty of use across Alliance War map and strong performances, matchups, target matchups, Red Skull, Ant-Man, Future being two of the best. Yeah. Deathless Thanos Defender Kit was designed to disrupt and restrict incoming loops and reward players who can answer a play around his threat. In Alliance War, Deathless Thanos has found a handful of popular mini-boss placements and is seeing consistent defensive use in Battlegrounds. His matchup spread as a defender in both game modes. Yada, 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 yada. No changes in coming to Deathless Thanos. So, what's next? Okay. Deathless Vision enters the batch pool. Will release here with batch 2. Target build to be determined. A reminder that updates Patriot, MODOK and Yondu will release in batch 1 in our 52.0 August build. And then also mid-month, next month, we'll see Okoye and Gentle. Okay, there's a lot to digest with this one, and there are some really good things with Deathless Champions. I've really enjoyed them. Last year was a bit of a slog. It's a lot of hard work. Anybody that got those champions, it did feel like it was hard work in order to get them. You know, I definitely look at mine and go, okay, great. Like, I'm going to miss out on... I'm going to miss out on Lumatrix. That was a very, very difficult kind of like battle in order to get that, and yeah, I just with other stuff that I've got going on this year, I'm happy to kind of say give it a miss when it comes to the idols. Maybe I'll pick up the 6-star versions. Yeah, of course I'll get them, but getting the 7-star version is just not going to be possible. So the amount of work that I put in personally to get these ones and the Deathless Champion, the Deathless challenge that had to be done with them, ultimately finished a point for me where I was like, do you know what, these champions, except for Deathless Vision, felt worth it. Deathless Vision is definitely one of those champions that it's got all the great intentions of Vision, but of course is a bit more cost effective for a lot of non-spending players to grab. So that's something that I was really happy about. But also the extent of damage, which just didn't feel like it was there with the champion. So I'm really happy to see that Kabam are going to make the alterations to Deathless Vision at a later date to make him a bit more viable. And Deathless Thanos is a bit of a pain as a defender. I definitely found him a bit of a pain, but that's just down to like some rotation things and the fact that sometimes the AI is not going to help you out. Something I hope that Kabam in future will fix. Apart from that, Guillotine Deathless and King Groot Deathless, two amazing champions, and probably one of my favourite champions out of 2024. I think this was December 2024, wasn't it? Let's go with that. December 2024 was She-Hulk Deathless. This is one of my favourites out of 2024. Probably a current favourite if I was to put in my top 10. I'm always looking to put Deathless She-Hulk. See, it even do you see what happened there? Yeah, the screen went dark. So that's what the even like intention is, as connections fail. I still don't know if I'm in like my own like camp with thinking that Isophine, and that's where I'm going to end this now on Isophine. I felt that she needed a bit more damage, just a bit more to kind of like feel that she was doing something. And I'm seeing like a few people like say this, that, and you can see here like this is actually super disappointing. She needed something else in order to be a bit more relevant outside of her good matchups. She's a bit she's very, very underwhelming, and that's really it. Like, you're not facing some of the ones that mentioned. Is she just a specific, as in, or specific over being vast champion to kind of like, you know, cover a lot of different matchups. Yeah, anyway, what's everyone's thoughts on the matter when it comes to Deathless Champions and Isophine as well? Are you happy as well about the champions that are on the way to be kind of buffed, looked into and stuff? Your thoughts, of course, in the comments. I might do a side quest video today, or I might kind of like put that for tomorrow, but yeah, anyway, thanks for watching, and your thoughts, of course, are incredibly valued and valid, but remember, Kabam probably won't change it, because Kabam always right. They like to think that, though. Anyway, thanks very much for watching. They see the stats, so they must know more than we do. Yeah, check out some other content. I'll see you all soon. Have a lovely day, and goodbye.